I manage the number of organizations. One of them is SPM Professionals, and another one is Lead Paul. Lead Paul is into advertising. And because I run advertising, that's on billboards, some radio ad placement and television. So I am privileged to be a number of real estate firms, the biggest among the biggest in Abuja and the smallest among the smallest in town. We recruit for a lot of organizations, small, medium, and large organizations. And when we talk to those that would like to be employed in this organization, one of the things they mention to us is that we are passionate. And I said, show me the passion. And the lady is either folding her face and showing me that she's passionate about it. Listen, the primary purpose of starting business, not an NGO, is profit. It is hard to say, but it is the truth. I don't know what else, anyone that tells you something else is lying to you. The sole reason of starting business is profit. If you want to start another business in which you will be showing your passion, that may be mentorship program. But when it comes to business, the important thing, the central thing is passion. But that does not mean you should lose your philosophy. And that's why I love what our big sister told us about design philosophy. So that is where your being purposeful is. That is where you said, this is my purpose, to give some things. Maybe you want to add Nigerian design of some sort, or you want to add all of that. So your job will be, what again am I going to present to Paul that another person will not present, so that I can have that competitive edge? What else can you present with your design? What else can you do? And that's why I say you need to go beyond just designing for me, or just going through the stages for me, but maybe consulting for me. How many of us have eaten suya before here? You have eaten suya. Now listen, before you ate suya, the suya man gives you, cut a leaf, it gives you taste. He says gashi taste. Once you taste it, sir, you are educated, PhD holder, you become glued. You can't go anywhere. You are just there. And the guy will use you to say, they even have sense, more than those of us. You know, they will not be finding the thing for another person coming to see that, look at this guy with this car, he's in front of me, we'll still be finding it. And once that person shows up, he will not go to the other suya man that has nobody. It is you that packed the car and said, for this man with black car to stand here with his jeep, he must be a good guy. You know what they've done? It is called reciprocity and obligation. What did I call it? Reciprocity and obligation. They gave us something small. They will still remove the money. What are you giving to your client that appears free, but you are going to charge for it at the end of the day? See, architects, doctors, pharmacists, accountants, lawyers, the people that are called professionals, you must learn business skills. If not, you will not be different from people who are just I don't want to use it so that it doesn't sound derogatory. I don't want to say that. But you need to learn business skills. Look at the large organization. Do you have big architects in town? One or two. What is the difference between us and those bad guys? It's because they have structures and systems. Do they have structures and systems? I can tell you over and over, any organization that builds cultural system will thrive and will be even better priced. When you get there and you see structure can be seen. Why is Nigeria and UK having different income level? Nigeria and recently with Rwanda, why are we having different level of income? Research by Harvard shows that 3 things that limit development, particularly in countries, and one of them also limit development in organization. It is called hurdles to growth. That's for country. Everything. Oh my God! Now wait, one more person. Be it mass transit, or maybe you want to mention on mine. If only we could put it up. We have approval from doors, everything, but police just decided to misbehave and said, "You did not inform us you want to install this board." But we don't need to inform you. No, arrest them. I said, you know what? Arrest me, don't arrest my guy. Oh yeah, follow us. Enter, I want to be entered. So, can we write that? You are going to have for his plate. You are going to pay us 50,000 naira because he's a don't worry, let me write. Yeah. So, they now gave us 7 policemen with 2 trucks. We are going to, nobody will disturb us. Nobody was disturbing us before. Nobody was disturbing us before. The only person that disturbed us is the police. Nobody was. Now, do you think I love to do that? I hate to do it. But you know the truth. Beyond the bills is part of the big picture. It is part of the purpose. There are some things you just will not be able to do. There are some places where you will not just be able to speak because you are not replicated. Listen, replicating yourself is not making money. Even if you don't want to make money in life, try to replicate yourself. Money will refuse to detach from you. Now, you will not be the one looking for money. Money will say you have entered one chance. Why will you replicate yourself? How do I mean by replicating yourself? As you are speaking, Aliko is here. The next building across the road, Aliko is there. Everywhere you go, it should not be for MTN, it should be for Aliko. Everywhere you go, you see building. He has the largest market share in cement. And in our kitchen, in case you think it's just in the structure, it's also in your kitchen with salt. So now, what do you think you can do such that any house, most buildings, most phones, most designs, when people turn their faces, they will see that you are the one that designed it. You don't get that. And you just cannot achieve that by being yourself alone. So, are there monies in this system? I can tell you, yes. Are people still designing? I can also tell you, yes. But it could just be that we feel, because of reality of what is going on around the country, that people are not building. I believe people are designing, and I believe that we have so much fun within this system. If there are no funds, then we will not see the whopping cash within the economy. And if there are no funds, you will not be seeing some nice things happening all around the country in terms of the budget. So for once, please, it is good if you want to comment about what is happening outside, but don't let the challenges of what is going on get to you. It's not happening to you, it might be happening there, and we may empathize or sympathize as the case may be. But I can assure you that there are funds that we can play with anymore. So by closing, you need to understand the customer perspective very importantly, and we also need to tell a story. Like I mentioned, we need to tell a story with what you can do. Don't just say, okay, I've heard your brief, this is what the cost is. By the time you throw cost to people, for instance, you want to design, and design is going to cost about 2 million naira, and you just throw 2 million naira to people. Let me tell you, the law of negotiation, the first law says that don't negotiate. The second law says don't negotiate yourself. So when you are talking to a client, try as much as possible not to give a price that is your final price. Because the client will always say, I will not accept the first offer. He believes when you give the first offer, you have accessed him. You get the point? Okay, maybe the person that introduced you is a big man, is a big project. Now there are people that when you give them the first offer, they don't have problem with paying. But there are some clients that I call, quote and unquote, greedy clients, they will negotiate it. They tell you, no, I can't pay that price, this is what I can pay. So when you are given the ceiling price, it becomes very difficult for you to reduce it. So you need to have a benchmark of what your price should be, and you can add to that. In fact, if you mention some rate to some people, they will not trust your work. If you undersell yourself. So if a job that they feel they've gotten for, say, they've gotten the job for maybe 5 million naira, and you mention to them that you do it for 1 million. An instance I was part of, or I experienced, a very senior friend of mine, Mr. James Abiola, I don't know if anybody knows him. Mr. James Abiola is a public speaker. We went to Port Harcourt, somebody was going to do something in a refinery in Port Harcourt, and we met this man. The man asked me how much will he do to do the kind of research for him. So I said, this man is oil and gas, so he's going to pay us a lot of money. I think we mentioned about 3 million or 4 million naira. And the guy looked at us. Are you sure of what you are talking about? I said, yes. He said, okay, so just for you to understand, this is what they sent to me from UK. When I looked at it and saw the breakdown of what they sent to him from UK, he was charged £500,000 for the same job. £500,000 for the same job. Here I was in Nigeria thinking that, wow, we did it. When we left the man, Mr. James Abiona is a pastor. He said, Paul, I think we need prayer. I think something is wrong with us. I said, what? This thing is to do research. He said, I can see the paper. You are selling paper. The other person wants to sell content. Now, what you are selling as architect and designer is not the paper, it's the content. Do you have any other question?
And I will tell you that today, a lot of people prefer to even pay that scale, because now we have a regulatory body that now gives us a scale of fees that says, me, I have 25 years experience and I should charge 300,000 per hour on my job. It's not even, it has nothing to do with the cost of the project. Do you understand? Now, if like, I'm going to give you an option, oh, your project is 100 million, and the book also says I can charge 7.5%, 10% of that. Do you understand? So my point is that there is already a ceiling as to what I can charge on anything, because there is a regulation that says that is what you should charge. That's the way it is with us, you know, architects, engineers, builders, you know, because the building construction industry is that regulated. Do you understand? Because these are issues.
I understand. I think
to pay it, because you think to yourself, you know, because to be quite honest, it's very difficult. You know, you come to a client and you're telling them, see, you're willing to pay 100 million naira to build your house. I find I don't know who has been successful. If that person is not the government, if they are not the international organizations, if they are not in the oil construction, oil industry, that you will tell, you are willing to pay 100 million to build your house, pay 10% of that for consultants, they would argue with you.
Yeah, because
they would argue with you, regardless of who the person is, whoever the consultant. There was news recently about the DPR building that will be built for 35 billion, and then the consultants are charging 1.4 billion. That's worthless. Do you understand? But then there was now a furor. How can they charge 1.4 billion? And that is, I mean, maybe 7 sets of consultants that will be charging that, not just one. You see, I'm just trying to tell you that there are some peculiar, exactly, with our industry.
You want to say something, man?
You almost do these things for free.
Okay.
See, I was going there.
Okay.
An engineer I know these guys are smart. You know why? They were not Nigerians. They said, whatever law you've made, this is what we want to do. If you want us to help you, this is how we'll be paid. Unfortunately, the client trusted foreigners more than Nigerians. So the policy, you may decide, man, you can also form partnership with a foreign company. So what you have more or less is a franchise. Do you get what I'm saying? Yeah. So when you present yourself to them, you present yourself as though it's not you. Akintola Williams is the person that becomes Deloitte today. It's Akintola Williams. But Akintola Williams had the same professional fee challenge. When people hear Akintola Williams, they not for that Akintola, let him go and sit down somewhere. That's what people say. But today, when it came to Akintola Williams, no, when it comes to Akintola Williams, Deloitte, they are silent about the Akintola Williams. You hear Deloitte. So when you hear Deloitte and you Google Deloitte, you are seeing Deloitte.com, you are seeing them in different, these people, wow, they will give us good job. Now, I am saying again, there is need for segmentation. It is not all clients that can afford you. And like you brilliantly mentioned the other time, you have people who want to pay you 5 naira and they are 20, they are giving you 100 naira. Sure. They are going to give you 20 edicts, they are going to send you 20 questions, they are going to send 20, but you have 1. Now you can also stay at the point where you are charging some amount of money and you are able to replicate yourself, because Dangote is not selling NOK. What Dangote sells is salt and sugar. So if you stay at that low, understood the point that the more persons I can get and I have higher turnaround time with more people, the richer I can become. And he's happy. And he did this so independently of people. You know, to some extent, architecture, some persons will prefer nearness to what they want to do. So if somebody wants to build in, say, Osun State, most likely, chances are that 6 out of 10 architects in Osun will get that job, unlike coming to Abuja to look for an architect. I don't know if you get me. So how do you replicate yourself? If you all can understand self-replacement principle in entrepreneurship, and I think one of the books that could help us is Outlier. I think Gladwell. It is a very fantastic author who wrote books on how you can replicate yourself, the entrepreneur. We might need to read it so that professionals are essentially, most of the time, not entrepreneurs. I see professionals in law when it comes to some services. A lawyer is a professional. How will he coordinate staff? It's a challenge I once had. How do you coordinate staff? You know, when they pay you fees, some of your staff, people that are learning under you, will be like, why will madam alone be the only one taking that money? Why? So they don't understand time you put to this. They don't understand it. And they could rock the boat. They may just decide not to show up after 2nd of next month once they've been paid. And your promises you have given to clients, alas, you cannot do it alone. They just decide not to show up. You have similar experience. Yeah. They will just not show up. So how do we, and it's a gradual process, this is not going to happen within a week or 2 weeks. How do we transform ourselves from being that person who knows the job and he stays with us alone? In countries where naturally environment allows for structure and systems, you see most of these guys, the CEO of Microsoft, Apple, and so on and so forth, they will hardly be the one writing codes. You will not see them writing codes. So, and how do you catch them? One of the things the method we are adopting now is to get interns. While they were in university, they come serve with you, they come for their industrial attachment with you, so they are exposed to the system from that stage, and some of them, you will be lucky, some of them will want to be retained. Some of them, they come for youth corps, they come for service, after their service year, they will be retained with you and they can go through the procedure. But you know, one thing that is reigning everywhere now is that you have to be an entrepreneur. You don't have to work for people. It's not correct. It's a big lie. I've seen entrepreneurs that struggles as a consultant, a monthly income, 35,000 naira, 40,000 naira. And this person resigned his banking job, where he was paid approximately 180,000, 150,000 naira. So, as entrepreneur, you will not even have time to sleep enough, because you know people's payments actually depends on your performance. And some of them have the African belief that whether we sell or not, my own money, since I've showed up, my money must enter my account. If not, I will show you trouble. So at the end of the day, how do you deal with people's behavior? I've given you a few points which I believe that will be very useful for us in the coming period. Please, psychology of customer is the most important thing. Spotlight must not be on you. The spotlight must be on them. What is the purpose? The purpose is to use your designs, to use your work to better human environment or human development. So a client might now say, I don't want it this way, I want it that way. Let's be willing to become adventurous in some ways. But in all of that, you have some clients that when you see them, you'll be happy. You know that this one is willing to listen. So all the things we want to demonstrate, our passion, our love, demonstrate it at that time. Because the next client that is coming will not just love all of that. He has gone to the internet to copy design and he just wants you to superimpose. Please charge appropriately and make your money. By all means, don't lose a potential client, a client that you know can afford you, but because of one or two things that we can adjust and make the income, because it's good for us, it's good for the books, it's also good when you do the first design, when next the person is coming, it might not be saying, nah, I trust you, I know you can do it, please, I'm going to submit it. Why many of clients don't want us to do 100% of the job for them? It could be because they have not built enough trusts. They've not built enough trust. Once trust is there, they can release us to do as much as we want to do. Thank you so very much.